Tezos, or the XTZ token, is on a quite nice run. It more than doubled in the last month. Now the question is this all fundamentally driven or is this potentially manipulation? Let's have a look at whether or not it still makes sense to buy XTZ. Now we're currently at $1.35. We are up 61% this week and 113% this month. Tezos has been around for quite a while. Now is this the season where we see a revival of those old chains, of those old coins? Because what we've got over here is the total value locked of all of DeFi. So that peaked in November of 2021, then came crashing down. And since October of last year, this tends to go back up. Now here is the Tezos total value locked chart. Unfortunately, it's not going up that much. Now here's the Tezos long-term price chart. Maybe the total value locked on chain isn't going up that much because the price itself depressed quite a bit. Yes, we are currently in a rally, but that rally is quite a bit of a small blip in the grand scheme of things. So instead of looking at the total value locked in US dollars, let's have a look at this measured in XTC tokens. And yes, we saw some kind of growth, but also a lot of volatility in the meantime. This is definitely not a chart that makes us super bullish. Now here's the thing, Tezos is its own blockchain, and so if we want to buy Tezos, we either do this through the centralized exchanges or we do this through ported versions of the token. There's one ported version on the Binance Smart Chain. Let's have a look at the on-chain analytics of that token. So on the Binance Smart Chain, we've got 21,000 holders of XTC. And what we see over here is the number of retail investors versus whale investors over time. So on the left side, we see the number of wallets that have at least 1,000 XTC tokens on the Binance Smart Chain. We see continued accumulation, but actually, since July of this year, this tends to rather trend down for small retail. Now for the chart in the middle, we've got medium-sized retail. That's not 1,000 tokens, but 10,000 tokens. This tends to go up relatively constantly. On the right side, we've got 100,000 tokens. So yeah, that's fluctuating quite a bit. Again, one token is currently $1.35. And so at least on the Binance Smart Chain, we cannot see a lot of people suddenly rushing into Tezos, despite the price having more than doubled in the last month. What's going on here? Now, most people, when they look at the Tezos price, they might be looking at something like this chart here. This is Tezos in US dollars, and sometimes it climbs up, sometimes it crashes, right? We've got our waves in crypto, no surprise here. Of course, when you catch this at the wrong time and you hold it all the way down, you can lose up to 90%. And the rally that we're currently talking about is this over here. It started on the 4th of November this year. We are up 126% since then. But the problem with charts like this is twofold. First of all, we've got a linear scale here, which means it's simply just dollars that are counting over here, right? The dollar amount on the right side on that scale is constant. What I think is a better scale is the logarithmic one, this one here. It's the same chart, but we look at a logarithmic scale. Now what's constant here is not the US dollar deltas, but instead what is constant is the percent changes. So for example, here over here, we've got roughly 200% increase. And from here over here, we've got also a 200% increase. So the vertical deltas now have constant percent increases. And this puts the recent rally into perspective. Now, an even better way to look at assets like this, I believe, is in plotting relative valuation charts. Now here's the thing with crypto. Bitcoin and the altcoins tend to move in the same direction at the same time. So they're highly correlated. When Bitcoin goes up, a lot of altcoins go up and vice versa. Thus, when we allocate capital, these kinds of different assets, they compete with one another, right? Do we either buy Bitcoin or do we buy an altcoin? When we now go up the risk curve, when we take on more risk compared to just buying Bitcoin, we should be expecting also more return, right? Why else would we take on more risk if we can't get more return? And out of that reasoning follows that actually the US dollar chart isn't that important. What's more important is the relative valuation to Bitcoin. How much can XTC, how much can Tezos outperform Bitcoin? And so that's then the long-term logarithmic chart. And since October of 2017, Tezos underperformed Bitcoin by 96.8%, unfortunately. And yes, we do have our rallies every now and then, rallies of more than 300%, but in the grand scheme of things, this is not pretty. Now, isn't it odd that an asset that tends to underperform Bitcoin long-term and an asset that doesn't see increased usage in DeFi, the total value locked, isn't going up, and that doesn't see more holders on chain, at least on the Binance Smart Chain, isn't it odd that such an asset more than doubles in a month? Where on earth is all of that demand coming from? How was Tezos able to reach a market cap above 1 billion again? I believe the dirty secret is over here in this table. Not all of XTC tokens is held by investors. A lot of it is also held by the centralized exchanges for market making. And just have a look at the spot market. Most trading happens now directly on Binance. We've also got Whitebit, we've also got XT.com. Those are simply white labeled Binances. And then have a look at the perpetual futures market, right? The derivative market with a lot of leverage. Also, this is led by Binance. Binance makes a lot of money when Tezos gets traded, when the volatility of Tezos goes up. Now, don't understand me wrong. I do believe that the general market, the general crypto market is very, very bullish right now. And with a bullish market, Tezos US dollar price can of course also go up, right? When Bitcoin goes up, Tezos goes up as well. But have a look at this chart. This is a stablecoin market cap. It went down when Terra Luna collapsed, right? The Anchor protocol, the largest DeFi protocol at the time. Then afterwards, FTX collapsed as well. And now we see an expansion again since October of last year. So money is flowing into crypto again. People are depositing their hard-earned fiat on Binance. Binance then sends it over to a stablecoin issuer. The stablecoin issuer takes the money and issues or mints the tokens on chain. And we can see that token minting over here in this chart. We are bullish since October of last year, and we are now accelerating in that bullishness. And so it doesn't really matter what we are buying, right? Everything is going up. I still believe though that the best risk to reward is still in the meme coins. It's in the smaller cap meme coins. Have a look at those performances here. We saw Big Dog Think going up by 670% in the last week. Or Lucky Coin by more than 400%. Bully by almost 300%, etc. You get the gist, right? Most of those performances are in the market caps of hundreds of millions, not in the billions. The big question always is, how can we get one of those outperformers early, right? How can we spot a small altcoin that has the potential to 3, 4, 5x in a single week? My answer to this is the following. It's shown over here on the screen. It's wallet tracking. So I like to track the wallets of influential people, of top traders, of people that move markets, of influencers. I like to look at what are they buying and what are they selling. And for example, over here, 2 days ago, we had the Martini guy that bought the Moon token. And that was directly on Pump.fun. So that was the Solana blockchain. And he bought this for 4012. And we then, of course, discussed this at length. But have a look at what happened to the token. It made a massive run up, more than 1000%, then came crashing down, no surprise here. But have a look at the current price. It's currently at 4093. So even after this massive collapse, the price is still up by 8x or so. That's how early some of those signals can be, right? How else can we find tokens like this that shoot up like that? This was literally a 100x since the signal. Now here's the guy that we are tracking here. This is the Martini guy. He's got 149,000 subscribers, and of course when he talks about a token, that token generates some attention and the price tends to go up. And so here's the magic in all of this. Through on-chain analytics, we found various of his wallets, and we track his wallets. We've got 12 of his wallets in total. Finding those wallets is the actual art of the game. Now, not all of those signals go up that much that quickly, but still, have a look at this. This is Alex Becker. He bought the Spectre token at $2.38. And again, that was just a bit over 24 hours ago. That's up now 14%. And probably you know Alex Becker, he's got 1.5 million subscribers. The reason probably why the token didn't go up much more yet is because he hasn't published a video on the token yet. At least he didn't promote it recently. Here are the wallets that we track by Alex Becker. We've got 12 in total. But there's also a way to get these kind of tokens even earlier, to follow influencers that are a bit more risky in their approach. For example, here we've got Crypto Gains that bought Spectre already at 16 cents. So that was way back in the day. It was over here. Since then, we are up more than 1,500%. And so here's Crypto Gains. He's also got a bit over 100,000 followers. So again, when he talks about especially the smaller tokens, they can get quite a bit of momentum. We do have a few more of his wallets. He tends to change wallets quite often. We've got 55 that we are tracking. In total, by the way, we track more than 400 wallets. And so really, this is, I believe, where the real alpha is. It's not buying those large cap cryptocurrencies with billions and billions of dollars. It's buying the small ones, but doing it smartly, not just picking something randomly in a list. It's following the smart money. It's following the people that tend to make very profitable trades and thus get very similar returns to them. And so I like this approach that much that I made a dedicated tutorial section just on this topic. So this is 8 videos in total. How can we find influencer wallets? How can we track those influencer wallets? And how can we interpret the signals that we we get from the tracking. It's all part of the premium membership of this channel. The link is down below, thebitcointrader.com. Premium is not just about wallet tracking, it's also about on-chain analytics, it's also about backtesting, it's about portfolio diversification and risk management. There's more than 100 tutorial videos in total. Once we have got a wallet signal, we also have to discuss when should we buy, when should we sell. We also have to compare our on-chain analytics. That's why we've got dedicated chats on the individual altcoins as well. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $125 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, in case you don't learn anything, just message me within the first week and I'll refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. And so does it make sense to keep on holding Tezos? Probably, right? The US dollar variation is probably going to go up with the overall market. Is it the best risk to reward play in crypto right now? Probably not. The valuation is already very high, the market cap is very high, and the real opportunities, I believe, are in the smaller tokens. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish this regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video, or see you in premium. Cheers!